Let us continue with our discussion on the atomic structure. Last day we stopped at the Bohr principle or the building up principle. According to the Bohr principle or the building up principle, in the ground state of an atom, the orbitals are filled with electrons in the increasing order of their energy. While you write the electronic configuration, of atoms, the electron filling occurs in the orbitals in the increasing order of their energies. That is the building up principle or the Bohr principle. So we must know the energies of the various orbitals. For that, we have to depend on the N plus L rule, Do you remember what is according to the N plus L rule? Say, according to N plus L rule, the orbital with the smaller N plus L value is having the lower energy. The lower N plus L value is having the lower energy. Another thing, if the orbitals are having the same N plus L value, then the orbital with the lower N value is having lower energy. So to remember two things. One is the orbital with the smaller N plus L value is having lower energy. Second, if two orbitals are having the same N plus L value, the orbital with lower N value, principal quantum number value, is having lower energy. We have to remember one more thing, that is the orbitals with a completely filled states are more stable. The most stable form will be the orbitals with a completely filled state. Similarly, the half-filled state also will be having extra stability. What do I mean by this? The thing is this, if the S level is considered, the maximum capacity is 2. The maximum number of electrons possible, that is equal to 2. So if the S level is completely filled with 2 electrons, that is more stable. You go to the p orbitals. The p level, the maximum capacity is equal to 6. P level, p subshell can have a maximum of 6 electrons. Maximum of 6 electrons. And that is the most stable form. But if the p level is having 3 electrons, that is just half of the maximum capacity, that is P3, that is just half of the maximum capacity, and we call that the half-filled state. Half-filled state. The completely filled state is P6, 6 electrons in the p level. And half-filled state means P3 level, P3 electrons. Similarly, you go to the D level. The maximum number of electrons possible in the D level, D subshell, that is equal to 10 electrons. You take just half of it, that is D5. 5 electrons in the D level, then it is called the half-filled state. Similarly, you go to the F level. In the F level, the maximum capacity of F level is equal to 14 electrons. F level can have a maximum of 14 electrons. You take half of it, that is F7. 7 electrons in the F level, that is half filled state. As a general rule, the completely filled state is the most stable state. Then next comes the half filled state. So the half filled state is also having extra stability. The half filled state is also having extra stability. So bear this in mind. So with this background, let us think of the energies of the various subshells. Let us think of the energies of the various subshells. You have seen that. The order of the energies will be like this. Say 1s, then 2s, 2p, then 3s, 3p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p. So the energies will be like this. 1s less than 2s, less than 2p, less than 3s, less than 3p, less than 4s, less than 3d, less than 4p, etc., etc. You at least remember this much level. That is sufficient for us for the time being. Okay. That is enough for the time being. That is enough. Okay. So the 1s level is having the lowest energy. Then next one is 2s. Next higher level is 2p. Next higher level is 3s. Then 3p. 3p, 4s. Then it comes 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, etc. So you remember at least up to the 4p level. That is the order. And with this, let us try to write the electronic configurations of the various atoms. We have studied in the 10th standard. When you write electronic configurations, you write the electronic configurations according to the shell. That means you write K shell is equal to 2, L shell is equal to 8, like that. That you have studied up to the 10th standard. Now, we are going to arrange the electrons orbital wise, subshell wise, and this is the order. So let us go to atomic number 1, hydrogen. Atomic number hydrogen. Atomic number 1, hydrogen. That means atomic number 1 is equal to there is only one proton, and therefore there will be only one electron. There is only one electron. In hydrogen atom, there is only one electron. And that single electron enters the lowest energy level, that is 1s. 1s. So write the configuration as 1s1. Electronic configuration of a hydrogen is equal to 1s1. That means the electron is in the first orbit or the first shell, K shell, and it is in the S subshell, and it is in the S orbital also. So the electron of hydrogen is in the 1s orbital, and you write the configuration as 1s1. Okay. You go to the next one, that is atomic number 2, helium. Helium, atomic number 2. There are 2 electrons. And the electronic configuration will be the lowest energy level 1s, and you write it as 1s2. There are 2 electrons in the 1s level, 1s2. Next one, atomic number 3, that is equal to lithium. Atomic number 3, lithium. There are 3 electrons. In lithium atom, there are 3 electrons. 3 electrons. Out of these 3 electrons, 2 electrons are given in the 1s level, because the maximum capacity of S level is 2 only. There are 3 electrons. Out of these 3 electrons, 2 are in the 1s level. That is the lowest level, 1s2. Then there is one more electron and it goes to the next higher energy level, that is 2s. So you write it as 2s1, 2s1. In the 1s level, there are 2 electrons, and in the 2s level, there is a 1 electron, and that is the electronic configuration of lithium. Now, atomic number 4, that is equal to beryllium. Atomic number 4, beryllium. There are 4 electrons. You start from the lowest energy level, that is 1s. In the 1s, there are 2 electrons, maximum capacity. Then there will be 2 more electrons, and the remaining 2 electrons will be entering the next higher energy level, that is equal to 2s. So it is written as 1s2, 2s2. The configuration of a helium is, beryllium is equal to 1s2, 2s2. Say at the top, as the index, the number of electrons is mentioned. Okay. You go to atomic number 5, that is boron. Atomic number 5, boron. There are 5 electrons. 5 electrons. In a similar manner, you can write the electronic configuration. You start from the lowest level, that is 1s. In 1s, maximum 2. Then 2s. Maximum 2. So 2 plus 2, 4 electrons are over. There is 1 more electron, and it goes to the next higher energy level. That is a 2p level. 2p level. So in the 2p level, there is a 1 electron, and that is the electronic configuration of a boron. So the electrons are added in the increasing order. In the increasing order of their atomic, the increasing order of their energies of the orbitals. Now, so you go to atomic number 6, that is carbon. Atomic number 6, carbon, is equal to, in the 1s level, 2 electrons maximum. In the 2s level, 2 electrons maximum. Whatever, whichever s it is, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, etc. Whichever s it is, maximum capacity is only 2. It is only 2. So 1s2, 2s2, 2s2, 4 electrons. There are 2 more electrons, and the remaining 2 electrons will be entering the next level, that is 2p. In the 2p level, there are 2 electrons. So total number of electrons, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. Atomic number 7, nitrogen. Atomic number 7, nitrogen is equal to, the similar way you can write along with me. Say it is 1s2, then 2s maximum 2, then so 4 electrons. There are 3 more electrons, and the remaining 3 electrons will be in the next higher energy level, that is 2p level. So 2p3, 2p3, that's the configuration of nitrogen. And atomic number 8, that is oxygen. Oxygen, there are 8 electrons, and the configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p. How many electrons will be there? Alvin? Alvin. In the 2p level, how many electrons will be there? Alvin? You cannot hear. Pardon? How many electrons? Did you say anything? Okay. So there are 8 electrons. Totally there are 8 electrons. Oxygen, 8 electrons. And here we have 2 plus 2, that is equal to 4. There are 4 more electrons, and the remaining 4 electrons in the 2p level. So 2p4, that's the configuration of oxygen. Come to atomic number 9, that is equal to fluorine. Atomic number 9, fluorine. 1s2, 2s2, 2s2. Then how many electrons in the 2p level? Anybody?
5.
5 electrons, correct. 5 electrons. Then atomic number 10, that is equal to neon. Atomic number 10, neon. is equal to 1s2, then 2s2, then 2p. How many electrons possible in the 2p level? Achyut? 6. Yes, it is 6. Atomic number 11, sodium. Atomic number 11, sodium is equal to 11 electrons. 1s2, 2s2, 2p. Come on, Achyut.
6.
2p 6. Only 6. Say how many electrons are there? Totally we have 11 electrons. 1s2, 2s2, only 4 electrons. 7 more electrons are there. Okay, Sunny, what you said is correct. The
Total
maximum
number of
capacity of
electrons
2p
in
level
peace.
is 6 only. I was making you confused, that's all. Maximum 6. Okay, so the 2p level is complete now. No. Maximum capacity is equal to 6. So that level is complete. So up to 2p, how many electrons are there? 2 plus 2 plus 6. Totally?
10.
10
10.
electrons. There is one more electron. And the next electron, one more electron, it goes to the next higher energy level. Which is the next higher energy level? After 2p.
3s.
3s1.
That is 3s. So 3s1. Okay. Then atomic number 12, magnesium. Magnesium is equal to, you can write in the similar way, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, then 4s, sorry, 3s, it is not 4s, 3s, how many? 2 plus 2 plus 6, 10?
2.
2s, 2. 2s2, sorry, 3s2, 3s2. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Similar way, you can write the configuration. So you try with the other atoms also. Okay. Let me take one more example. Scandium, atomic number 21. Atomic number 21, scandium. SC. SC is scandium. Atomic number 21. Total number of electrons that is equal to 21. 21. You remember the energy level pattern, see like this. Remember this pattern. Okay. You remember that one. So the configuration will be 1s, 2, next level, 2s, 2, next level, 2p, maximum 6, then after 2p, 3s. 3s, 2, then after that
3p.
3p, 6,
6.
3p, 6. How many electrons now? Totally? Now the substances are at their maximum level.
18.
There are how many
18.
electrons remaining?
18.
Totally, now, totally we have
3.
Yes?
3 more.
18. Then next one. Next level after 3p, which is the next higher level.
4s.
4s2.
And the 4s maximum?
2.
2. Then one more electron is left. No. Now it is 20 only, 20 only. Now the 21st electron, next one. That is in the next higher energy level, 3D. So it is a 3D 1. 3D 1. Okay. 3D 1. In a similar way, you can write the electronic configurations up to atomic number 30 zinc. Atomic number 30 zinc. Okay. Let me take one more example. One more example, that is chromium. Chromium, atomic number 24. Atomic number 24. We know the order. We know the order. Say 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p. That is the order that we know. Okay. There are 24 electrons. Let us try to write the electronic configuration of chromium with atomic number 24. There are 24 electrons. You follow the oboe principle, then the configuration will be Vidur. You can help me now. Vidur.
1s2,
Yes.
2s2,
2s2,
2p6,
2p6,
3s2,
3s2,
3p6,
3p6,
4s2,
4s2,
3d4.
3d4. Okay. And that is your suggestion. That is your suggestion. And that electronic configuration is wrong. That is a wrong electronic configuration. Let us take the case of 4s and 3d. 4s and 3d. In the 4s, how many orbitals are there? Vidur, you just remain there. Remain there. How many orbitals are there in the 4s level? Vidur,
4.
how many orbitals? 4s level. Suddenly, if it is 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, whichever s it is, the number of orbitals possible. Punya?
1.
1.
One.
One.
Just one orbital. And it is a spherical, spherical. Now let me show the orbital in the form of a box. Let me show the orbital in the form of a box. That is known as box type diagram. Box type diagram. That is not the shape of the orbital. The shapes we have already seen. But for simplicity, we are going to represent the orbital in the form of a box. So in the 4s level, there is only one orbital, and that is shown in the form of a box like this. That is not the shape. It is spherical. It is spherical. But simplicity, for simplicity, I am showing it by means of a box like this. Then go to the 3D level. The 3D level. In the 3D level, how many orbitals are possible? Vidur? Vidur, how many orbitals are possible? You must remember all these
5.
basic things. Yes.
5.
One orbital, P. 3 orbitals. Forgotten?
5. 5.
5 orbitals. There are 5 orbitals. And these 5 orbitals are shown by means of 5 boxes. This is not the shape. The shape we have seen, double dumbbell and all that. We have seen that. So for simplicity, we are showing the orbitals by means of boxes like this. Okay. Now, for yes, the maximum capacity is equal to, Vidur? 2, no doubt. Maximum capacity of electrons, that is equal to 2, no doubt. And what out of 3D? 3D, maximum capacity
10.
is equal to, that is equal to
10.
10. Electron 10. You take just half of it. 5. It is half filled. Half filled. So, if you change this electronic configuration, say like this, as 4s1, 3d5. 3d5. Say the 3D level will be half filled. Half filled. The 4s also is half filled. The 3D level is half filled. So the actual configuration of a chromium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Up to this there is no problem. 18 electrons. Then 4s1, 3D5, 3D5, 4s1, 3D5. And this is the correct configuration of a chromium. 3D5, 4s1, 3D5. Instead of this, you can write 4s1, 3D5. 3D5, 4s1. The order is Obo principle 4s1, 3D5. But 3D is an inner orbital. 3D is an inner orbital. So I am writing it as 3D5, 4s1. You can write it as 4s1, 3D5. You can write. But 3D5 is an inner orbital. It belongs to the third orbit. It belongs to 3D belongs to the third orbit. So it is an inner orbital. So it is written before 4s. That's all. There is nothing wrong if you are writing it as 4s1, 3D5. That is also correct. But this is wrong. This configuration is wrong. Okay, that is a wrong configuration. And this is the correct configuration. 4s1, 3D5. If the configuration is like this, what happens? The 3D level becomes a half filled. That is a half filled. Half filled state is extra stable. It has a extra stability. So there will be extra stable half filled state. So this is the actual configuration of a chromium 3D5 4s1 or 4s1 3D5. You can write both the ways, but this is the better way because 3D is an inner orbital. So I have written that 3D before the 4s. That's all. Okay. Anyhow, it is a 3D5 4s1. It is not a 3D4 4s2. It is not 4s2 3D4, but it is 4s1 3D5. If it is so, the 3D level is half filled and it is extra stable. So if the level is half filled, that is also extra stable. Okay. Now let me take one more example, that is copper. Atomic number 29, copper. Atomic number 29, copper. And what will be the configuration? If you write according to the strict Obo principle, Punya.
1s square.
One, not square, you say 2.
2.
1s2.
2s2.
2s2.
2p6.
2p6 maximum.
3s.
3s2.
3p6.
3p6.
4s2.
4s2.
4p.
3d. Come on.
3d.
Yes. Yes. Correct. 3d. 3d. How many electrons are there in the 3d level?
9.
9. 3d 9. And this is the configuration of a copper if you are following the Obo principle strictly. But this is also a wrong configuration. Suppose one electron is transferred to the 3D level. Then the configuration becomes 4s1. It becomes 4s1 3D10. 3D10. Now, what is the situation in the 3D level? The 3D level, the maximum capacity of 3D level, that is equal to 10. The maximum number of electrons possible in the 3D level, that is equal to 10. 10. And it is completely filled. Completely filled. And the 4s is half filled. So, the 3D10 configuration, that is more stable because the 3D 10, that is completely filled level. So the configuration, correct configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, then 4s1, 3d, 3d, 3d10. After this, there is no problem. 3d10, 4s1, there is a change. That is because if this is the configuration, the electronic configuration is more stable because the 3D level is completely filled. It is completely filled state, and it is a more stable. That is a more stable, completely filled state. So sometimes you can see such changes in the electronic configuration, slightly different from the strict N plus L pattern, and that is in agreement with the stability of the orbitals. Completely filled orbitals, most stable, then half-filled levels are also extra stable. So if it is possible, atoms try to attain stability by making a slight change in the configuration. A slight change in the configuration. So I have taken two examples which violate the strict N plus L rule. The two examples are chromium atomic number 24 with a 3d5, 4s1, 4s1, 3d5, correct configuration. 3d5 is a half filled, that is extra stable. Another example taken, that is copper atomic number 29, and it is a 3d10, 4s1, 4s1, 3d10. So 3d10, that is completely filled state, and it is also extra stable, most stable. So there will be slight changes in the electronic configuration to attain stability by a slight violation in the N plus L rule. Anyhow, the arrangement of the orbitals, there is no doubt. It follows N plus L rule itself. But regarding the distribution of electrons, there is a slight change, and that is to attain the stability. So remember these two examples, say chromium and copper. In these elements, we can see a slight twist in this. Okay. Now let us go to Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion. Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle. Okay. Let us see what Pauli says. Say Pauli's exclusion principle. That is about the quantum numbers of the electrons. As you know, an electron can be distinguished by means of 4 quantum numbers. An orbital can be distinguished using 3 quantum numbers, N, L, and M. Principal quantum number N, azimuthal quantum number, and that is L, and magnetic quantum number M. So these are the 3 quantum numbers which can be used to distinguish between the orbitals. But to distinguish the electrons, we need one more quantum number, and it is called a spin quantum number. Yes, the spin quantum number, yes, or MS. The two spin quantum numbers are plus half and minus half. Now let us go to the 2 electrons present in an orbital. You know, the maximum capacity, what is the maximum capacity of an orbital? An orbital, how many electrons can be there in an orbital? What is the maximum number of electrons possible? Nandana.
2.
That is equal to 2. 2 electrons are possible. Maximum number is equal to that is equal to 2 in the orbital, in an orbital, maximum 2 electrons. The 2 electrons in an orbital, the 2 electrons in an orbital have the same values of n, l and m, because these are the electrons of the same orbital. Maximum capacity of an orbital that is equal to 2. 2 electrons are possible, maximum 2 electrons are possible in an orbital. For an orbital, the principal quantum number, then azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number, these values will be the same. And what about the electrons? The spin quantum numbers. The spin quantum numbers will be different. The spin quantum number S or a ms, it will be either plus half or minus half. Plus half or minus half. 2 quantum numbers are possible. So the two electrons in an orbital have the same set of n, l and m values, but their spin quantum numbers will be different. One will be having plus half clockwise spin, the other is having minus half anti-clockwise spin. So we can distinguish the 2 electrons present in an orbital. Okay. And now we can come to a generalization according to Pauli. It is known as Pauli's exclusion principle. The statement is this: no 2 electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. No 2 electrons in an atom. No 2 electrons in an atom can have the same set, of 4 quantum numbers. The same set of 4 quantum numbers. Maximum 3 quantum numbers will be the same. 3 quantum numbers will be the same. Then the fourth, minimum, the 4th quantum number should be different. So, no, we are starting with negation, negative. No 2 electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. So, the 2 electrons in an orbital have the same set of n, l and m values, but their spin quantum numbers will be different, opposite, plus half and minus half. So, the 2 electrons cannot have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. Maximum 3 quantum numbers can be the same. Minimum 1 quantum number, spin quantum number should be different. Let us take an example, helium. Helium atomic number is equal to 2. And the electronic configuration will be 2 electrons. So the configuration will be 1s2. Am I right? Remember, helium, 2 electrons, atomic number 2, 2 electrons, the configuration is 1s2. Now, let us think of the quantum numbers of the 2 electrons in the 1s level. It is the 1s level. Therefore, here n is equal to 1. Principal quantum number is equal to 1. If principal quantum number n is equal to 1, what will be the L value? L value 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. Here n is equal to 1. So 1 minus 1, 0. From 0 to 0, there is only one value, that is equal to 0. L is equal to 0. And you come to the m value. If L is equal to 0, what will be the M value? M value will be, do you remember? Minus L to plus L, minus L to plus L, minus 0 to plus 0, that is equal to 0 only. So the two electrons have principal quantum number N is equal to 1, the azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0, magnetic quantum number M is equal to 0. Now you go to the spin quantum number S. The spin quantum number will be either plus half or minus half. The spin quantum number will be different. So here the three quantum numbers are the same, but the fourth quantum number, the spin quantum number will be different. So one electron, N is equal to 1, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0, S is equal to plus half. Second electron, N is equal to 1, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0, S is equal to minus half, minus half. So the first three quantum numbers are the same set of a principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and the magnetic quantum number. But the spin quantum numbers are different, plus half and minus half. So we can come to the Pauli's principle. The two electrons, see here, the two electrons are not having the same set of four quantum numbers. The four quantum numbers are not the same. At least one quantum number should be different. Here it is seen that the spin quantum number plus half and minus half, they are different. Although the principal quantum number N is equal to 1, so azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0, and the magnetic quantum number M is equal to 0. So according to the Pauli's exclusion principle, no two electrons in an atom. Remember, all of you disappeared. Okay. No two electrons can have the same set of four quantum numbers. Or two electrons cannot have, two electrons cannot have the same set of four quantum numbers. At least one quantum number should be different. That is according to Pauli's principle. So two electrons present in an orbital will have the same set of principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and magnetic quantum number. But the spin quantum number should be different, plus half and minus half. As in the case of helium, He2, 1s2. N is equal to 1, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0. But yes, that is plus half or minus half, the spin quantum number is different. So at least one quantum number will be different. And that is according to the Pauli's exclusion principle. Okay. So that's all for today. Let me stop now. Thank you.